Our Scope 1 and 2 emissions, which are primarily from our heat networks, vehicle fleet and our workplaces, are the smallest part of our emissions footprint, but crucially are the area where we have the most direct control.
Clarion own and operate 180 heat networks, which supply around 8,000 customers' homes. The majority of the sites have gas boilers, or at the very least gas backup boilers. We've taken a review of our current heat networks to understand and work towards decarbonisation. We've looked at heat network zoning, regulations and grant funding that's available. Our heating and energy teams are currently looking to optimise our existing heat networks to improve efficiency and improve the systems, which will ultimately mean our customers' bills should reduce.
We operate out of 36 different workplaces nationally that serve a variety of purposes, from mainstream business operations through to responding to residents locally. We're focusing as part of this strategy on our freehold offices first, where we have the most direct control. And some of the activities include looking at AMR metering replacements, finding ways in which we can procure renewable electricity, looking for opportunities to improve energy efficiency through site audits, and then crucially looking to transition those workplaces from gas and fossil fuels over to electricity.
As we look to support the group's carbon reduction plan, we've got quite a big challenge in how we manage our fleet and the internal combustion engine fleet, the normal diesel vehicles, and how we transition across to electric. We've got around about 1,000 vehicles across Clarion, and that's made up of around 900 vans and around 100 cars. So one of the challenges is it's easy to buy the different vans, but it's the infrastructure to allow the support of the charging. And we have to be really careful that we don't have a negative impact on the service we deliver, because we introduce an electric fleet that charges differently to the traditional van, the diesel vans. We will look to try to get around about a 7% efficiency out of the fuel usage on that, so we get lots of data around how vehicles have been driven, where they've been driven from and to, and we've got to probably look at that a little bit differently and see if we can maximise the reduction in the mileage, so we get that 7% efficiency. And I think once we've got to that point, we've got to look at all different options for electric vehicles. It's not just a standard replacement for a van. There's so many hybrid options that we can look at. We're trialling some with estate services, which were a lot smaller but fit for purpose, especially around North and South London.
We've been working for several years to reduce Scope 1 and 2 emissions, and the various initiatives delivered have contributed to a 7% reduction in these scopes since 2022. Our Scope 1 and 2 modelling focuses on the fuel used by our company vehicles and in the heat networks that supply our residents. We've modelled out our fleet to reach net zero carbon by 2033, assuming all internal combustion engine vehicles will be replaced with electric vehicles by this time. For our heat networks, we've modelled a 90% reduction in natural gas-fuelled heat networks by 2050, being replaced by fossil fuel-free alternatives. Our modelling assumes the grid decarbonises slowly, using the counterfactual future energy scenario from the National Energy System Operator.
By reducing the fuel and electricity that we use across the business, from our vehicle fleet to our heat networks, we'll crucially reduce our Scope 1 and 2 emissions.